Okay, we'll be approaching that here and figuring that one out. So it's going to be a line that's an angle, and we're going to also call these a perspective line. I might refer to it as that because it's really the part of the drawing that represents. Oh, you know what? I've already misspelled a word. How about that? H-E-I-G-H-T. It's funny how when you're speaking and writing and drawing, it's I guess it uses both sides of your brain, but mine isn't functioning because I misspelled a basic word. Anyway, moving on. Perspective lines. Okay, we'll get to this. But that's what your depth dimension is going to be and how it's going to be represented. Now, what are we applying this stuff to? We're going to draw simple objects, very simple boxes, to illustrate how to draw something in perspective and show, what do we want to show? We want to show a point of view. And there are other terms here that are going to come into play, and I'll give you a definition as we run into them. Oh, and about paper and materials and so forth, I am using newsprint, which is, you know, pretty inexpensive stuff. It's not really a good quality drawing paper. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time doing an important drawing on newsprint paper because, for one, it doesn't last very long. I mean, if you put it in the sun, ultraviolet light will practically erase what you've done. It changes the paper, and so it's not very permanent. You know, if you want to find a sketchbook, something like this one came from Office Depot. I would just go to a place like Walmart or, you know, wherever you can find these cheap. They're not really all that expensive, and you don't have to use sketch paper to begin with these perspective drawings, but this, you know, you can see the difference how much whiter this is. It also has a better texture, it's a little heavier, so, you know, don't waste your time on bad paper if you're going to work a long time on a drawing. I've had students do really beautiful work on notebook paper with lines on it, and I've always been impressed with their work, but I've always been kind of saddened by the fact that they didn't do it on some better paper that would last, because notebook paper with lines is really, it's actually kind of hard to work on, and it won't last either. So if you're really going to put some work and time into something, use good materials. But you don't need good materials for this, what we're doing today. Newsprint is just fine. It doesn't have to be this large either. You could actually use notebook paper for this as long as it's blank. Probably not lined notebook paper, but blank stuff, or copy paper like you would put in your printer. Printer paper is fine. So don't worry about paper at this point. And you can use pencil, of course. And I would probably encourage you, in fact, I'm going to ask that everybody use a ruler. And now, it doesn't have to be this kind of ruler. It can be any old ruler, just that has a good straight edge, and that's all that's required. This kind is kind of nice because you can see through it, so you can see your drawing underneath it. So that helps. But it doesn't need to be this type at all. Just anything with a good straight edge will be okay. So materials here are not critical. Okay, let's get on to what we're doing with this. And there will be more vocabulary, so you can, if you like, keep all your vocabulary on one page, or you can even put it on the page with your drawing. But I do want you to have it, and I'll try to illustrate the words as well as describe them to you. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I say point of view. Let's take a box, any box, random box, and I'm going to draw the sides with vertical and horizontal lines, and I can make this actually any shape that's rectangular or square. That's almost a square, but it's really a rectangle. And I'm going to make this box appear to be below my eye level. Now, how would I do that? I want to make it look 3D. Right now it's just a square. It doesn't look 3D, it's 2D. It's got height dimension, it's got the width dimension. This is the width, these two are width, and these two are height. These are vertical lines here on each side. This is a horizontal. So what goes on from here? Okay, in order to make this look three-dimensional, I have to add that depth dimension. And what I do here is establish, first of all, where I'm going to be in relation to this thing. Where do I want to, how do I want to be looking at it? Okay, I'm going to decide I'm going to be to the side of it a little bit, and I'm going to actually be above it. So what I'm going to do is establish where my eye level is in relation to this thing. Now this may sound complicated, but it's really simple. You just decide that your eye level is going to be above, below, or even with it. Okay, so I'm going to put a line across that represents my eye level. I'm going to have it above the box, and I'm going to just draw a line across my paper, and this is going to be referred to from here on as the horizon line. And what's the horizon line? Well, think of it like this. If you're at the ocean, standing on the beach, and you're looking out on the water, the horizon line is that line where the earth and the sky meet. And it's going to be, in your drawings, it's always going to be a flat, level line. Okay? If we're talking about the horizon on the land, it's not a bumpy line representing hills or mountains or anything. It's always a flat level line. Imagine a desert, I guess, for the land, and just something that's totally flat. And your horizon line, not only is it represented by where the earth and sky meet, but it's also where your eye level is in your drawing. And it's always going to be on this line. Now the line can be high, can be low in the drawing, it can be anywhere in the drawing, but it's always going to be a horizontal line, and it's always going to be straight, and it's going to extend all the way, and it even extends beyond the boundaries of the paper. So it's just a flat, level line. Okay, it's always level, and it won't angle unless we're trying to create some kind of an effect. It's always just going to be straight across. Now that line does not need to be dark. It's not part of the finished drawing. It can just be a light line that you draw using your ruler. But you do need it to set up. So you're going to now decide, where are you in relation to this object in the picture? Okay, I said I was going to be above it, and this puts me above it because the line is above the box. The next thing is I'm going to be to the side of it. Okay, which side? Well, I'm going to be on this side. So where am I along the line? I'm going to put myself here, and I'm going to make a dot on that line. And what this represents is my position side to side. We still have eye level, but this represents my position